Alright, YouTubers, welcome yet another day in Ghana right here, and we have the chiri chara chara here. And today we are going to be learning how to install the Cryton Tracker 5.3 application. And just like we always do, I've created a database here relating to the application folder name in my www folder. And if you are using XAMPP, then it should be etc docs, and then you have what? Your Cryton Tracker 5.3, which is the application folder name that we have here. So now if you look at the application, we have it here. Now if you have watched my previous tutorials on Laravel applications, you should be able to seed database. So now if you know how to seed database, the application comes with the database itself. You can seed. So first you migrate all the tables we have here, and after that you seed the data that comes with this application into the tables. But if you don't know how to do that, I have already added a sample of the database I've seed earlier on onto another folder called DB that we have here, or it's on a separate folder called database. Whichever way it is, it's still the same thing. You can get it and upload it. And if you know how to seed, or if you want to learn how to seed, then check my previous tutorial on how to install and seed or how to migrate and seed Laravel database. You will be able to make your way through. So without wasting my time, let's dive into installing the application. So what we need to do is that we need to configure our .env file, which we have learned in other applications how to do that. So I will open it and then set it with my database name, which is what? Cryton Tracker 5.3. So we look for database. We have database here. I'll replace it with what I have as Cryton Tracker 5.3, and then my username, which is Avinash, I have here, and my password is Pandik 006 that I have here. And then we save this file and we are done working with this particular file. And the next thing we need to do is this time around we need to change these URLs for real. We need to change these URLs. So what we need to do is that replace this URL here with Cryton Tracker 5.3, and also replace this with your URL, so that you don't have any problems when it comes to loading your URL. So let's save this file, and then we'll proceed to our application by opening a new tab, and then we load our application to see what happens. So now the application is trying to load to see if the database is being uploaded or not, and it comes back with an error telling us that database error. Is that okay? So we need to upload our database. Now the reason why you are seeing this message only without a lot of so many messages, it is coming from this file. Is that okay? This file. So we have app debug, which is equal to false. So once it is false, it won't display so many messages on the screen for you. But if you set it to true, that means that you want to read a whole lot of information. So let's try that to see how it works. So I'll come and set this to true. We want to debug our code, so let's save it and then refresh our code to see what happened. So let's give it some few seconds to load. So you see that you have so many error messages on screen that you can read which line the problem is, which particular area that is causing that particular problem for you, and then you can proceed. So it's still loading. Let's give it some few time. And you can see the error message. This is the error message, blah 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 table, and that and so forth and so on doesn't exist. So you need to work on that. So they are saying that when it comes to the Cryton database, they need a table called settings, and that table doesn't exist in the Cryton database. And we have the database here, which is just a new database we have created. There's no data on it. So it tries connecting to the database to check for this particular settings table and realize that the table is not there. That is why it's reporting with that error. So when we set with debug back to false, then that means that we will not see that plenty error messages on screen, because it's set to at false. And then now let's go and upload our database whilst it's refreshing the page for us. We'll go to import, and then we navigate down to our server level to look for the Cryton Tracker 5.3 folder. So I'll go back to www folder. Then I'll look for Cryton Tracker 5.3, and then we'll have the database here. Then Cryton, then load it, go, and it's trying to load the database. So let's give it some few seconds to load the database, and then we're going to refresh our application to see whether it will connect to the database and see the settings table or not. And if it is true, then our application will start running, and then we are good to go. So let's give it some few seconds. Alright, so our database has finished uploading, and it's telling us that there are 102 queries that has been executed. So these are the tables here. Now we have our settings table here in our database. So if I hit on my Cryton database here, let's have the table listed below here so that we can see them very well. So now these are all the tables under the Cryton database, and then we have our settings table here, which is loaded right now. So when we refresh the database, our application, then it should load without a problem, because it will be able to connect to settings table in your Cryton tracker 5.3 database. So it's loading. So let's give it some few seconds to load. And our application is live and running. So we are set, and then we have done with our application, and now you need to navigate to your admin page to start editing your details and so forth and so on. So to navigate to our admin page, we take off all this live Cryton currency update with this EN away, and then we type admin, and then that will take us to our admin page to log into our system. So it's connecting to our admin page in our application. So let's give it some few seconds to do that. And right here we are in the admin page. So here we are supposed to enter our admin page, and then for us to connect to our database. And just like I said in my previous tutorial, if you don't know the username and the password, please don't ask the system. Try to check at where they sell this software. Now I'm going to make a free advertisement for them because they didn't pay me to do that. So if you want to locate the username and password for this application, the demo username and password, go to codecanyo.net. you'll get it there, and then come to log. Is that okay? If you log and it is not working, then contact me. Maybe I might have edited the application username and password, but please always try to do that first, and then before you can do that. So Code Canyo is where they sell most of these applications. So I always advise you that if you want to use this for commercial use, please contact Code Canyo to buy the application from the original developers, and then you can set it for commercial use. But all what we do here is purposely meant for educational purpose. So please don't go about using these applications to do anything stupid online, because there are purchase keys on them. They can restrict you from using the application on your domain. So if you want to use this, kindly contact them to get an original version of the application to run on your domain. And please, you can't bypass that purchase code. Until you provide a purchase code, you can't run it on your domain. So stay tuned and then purchase all your applications on Code Canyo. This is just a free advertisement for them. I've not been paid to do this, so please don't think I was paid to do that. No, it's just a free advertisement for them. So, but if you don't want to go to Code Canyo, once we have the migration data and the seeding data, we can check there to pick the username and the password to log into the admin page. So let's get back to our application. Then we'll come to database. Then we'll come to seed. And then we'll come to users table seeder. If you open that, you should be able to get the username and the password on this particular file because they have been set there. So we have them here. We have name is admin. We have email as admin at admin.com, and the password is password. So even before you start with the installation, you can come and edit these details before you start with the installation. And whatever details you fix here at the end of your installation, then you use those details to do the admin login. So please, if you don't want to go to Code Canyo to do that, kindly edit this file before you do your installation. And if it happens that you have finished with your installation, then come and pick these details to log into your admin panel to do the settings that you want to do. So we have our application live and running on my local host here in Ghana, right here in my room. Right now I'm in my room. Yeah, so the application is currently running locally in my room on my personal computer. So stay tuned with the virus system, and if you like my tutorials, please subscribe to my channel and then like my videos and hit the comment button and leave a comment. That tells me that you want more to learn, so it will encourage me up to do more. And then please, if you have anything to donate for the virus system, just check on my blog, and then you can get an email there to donate to PayPal account, and I'll be very grateful with that. So stay tuned with the virus system till our next tutorial.